All right, we're just gonna roll. Here we are. New year, same shit. You've heard me say that before. I wish I was coming at y'all with like a rebrand, like a new background, and that's not how we're rolling now. We're just it's a Saturday. That's it. There's nothing there's no resolutions here, guys. If you're coming to me like, bitch, motivate me. I don't know. I make no promises. I honestly think, look, I think I posted about this yesterday. I opened up my Instagram and started scrolling, and I was like, why is everybody yelling at me? I have people like, resolute, this is the first day of a new year, and I vow to be this, this, and this. Great. Awesome. That means my goal to like cook a little healthier is warranted and valid, and I feel good about it, okay? But then other people were like, fuck resolutions. It's just a consistency that you should already have in place. And la 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 la. And I was like, oh well, fuck. Maybe my goals are stupid. And then I was like, you know what? Who cares, dude? I think for those of us who are just kind of trying to get through it, mainly because our babies died. Like, let's be real. It's almost like, shut up. I'm doing my best. I'm here, right? Like I'm here and I'm doing my best. And what I don't think a lot of people know is that, let me back up. Let me back up before I get into this. So basically, it's been it's been a lot. I don't even know. I think last time I talked was like my birthday, which was November 13th. So since then, Wolfie had another stint. This time we took him to urgent care, and they didn't have to admit him into CHOA, which was great. CHOA is the Children's Hospital of Atlanta here. He did a stint there twice in September, and we're still trying to figure out like why all of his medications and his preventative inhalers and stuff aren't working. So turns out they still aren't really working. So he ended up back at urgent care. And when I tell you guys, like, for what it is, and it's not me trying to be dramatic, it's like when this shit happens, it rocks you, man. Like, you go back into this trauma state. It knocked me on my ass again. Wasn't entirely sure what was going on. And then, why are people fucking texting me? They haven't bothered me at all today. Now here we are. Okay, so then all this hospital stuff, like the week before Christmas, my laptop took a shit. And if any of you guys live and die by your laptop, I mean, I do. All my content's on it. All my files are on it. It knows every password, every credit card. It knows everything. Do I back it up? Yeah, when it gets too full, but it's not frequently. And it was due for a backup because it started to get slow. And guess what your girl didn't do? Back it up. So everything on it that I didn't save on my external is gone. I don't even know what happened to it. The thing isn't even that old. I bought it before Brody. And everything on it, Brody's stuff, like Brody's. Oh, God, I hated getting a new one. I really did. The good news is the camera's dope on here. Good news is it's got some new features, cool stuff. Good news is tons of storage on it now because it's not full. But, like, I lost some stuff, guys. And that's like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants loss, especially after loss. It's. Ugh. Anyway, I'm making do with this new computer. I still don't get it. There's still, like, certain sites, like, I can't get into because I don't know the password. All that shit was saved on my old one. Oh, my God. Problems that other people would love to have, right? I get a new laptop. Poor me. Ew. But the year of 2025 was the first year that I wasn't in acute grief, in acute trauma, pregnant, trying to get pregnant, parenting a newborn. Okay. So my timeline was such: pregnant 2021, bought a new house, got in it. Birdie died in January of 2022. So I had an entire year of holy shit. And then got pregnant later that year in like November, had my, you guys can call it a rainbow baby. I don't think rainbow baby pertains to stillbirth because that makes no fucking sense. Anyway, my baby after a loss, born emergency at 32 weeks when my water broke. I made the call to get him out of with a C-section. And so he did 5 weeks in the NICU. So 2023 was wild. So pregnancy after a loss for the first time, NICU baby, bringing home a newborn, no clue what's going on. 6 months after that, I got pregnant again. And I'm not complaining, y'all. I'm actually still quite shocked that happened. And then spent 2024 into 2024 pregnant, and then had my second living baby. Then the fourth trimester hit. The fourth trimester is once the baby's here, and the 3 to 4 months after. I got postpartum depression and rage. It was fucking bananas. Way different than grief. Depression is next level. This is not medical speak. I'm not a doctor. I have to say that. But for me, postpartum depression was wildly different than the grief and trauma that I had felt previously. It was literally a lack of motivation to do literally anything. Nothing mattered. What was the point? And it was really hard, and I knew something was up. So I ended up going on Lexapro after trying Zoloft. Zoloft didn't work for me. I clenched my jaws so much that it gave me headaches, and they were like, wow, this is a massive, super rare side effect. Rare? Fuck. Everything I do is rare. This is insane. I don't even... If you came to me, you're like, wow, the majority of the population does this, I would be shocked. So once I established what was happening, I went on Lexapro, and I do think it helped. I do think it helped a little. It was a nice tool in my toolbox to soften the blow of whatever the fuck was going on. And then I started tirzepatide. I started a tirzepatide to try to lose 60 pounds of baby weight, okay? It took me about 10 months, and I actually did. I got back down to my Brody weight. And that was a wild, wild roller coaster trying that drug. And honestly, I'm very thankful for it. I think my hormones are out of whack. I think my system just was not prepared to lose weight. I think the challenges of grief and trauma aren't just mental, but also super physical. I think my body has been inflamed since this all went down. And I think depriving myself, not that I eat like an asshole, it's just that dieting and strict exercise, when exercise is, I've got a ton of injuries. It just worked for me. I'm not even going to defend it. If you want to fucking go on it, you go on it. If you want to go on a GLP-1, knock your socks off. Do your research, know the side effects, know the benefits, know what you're doing, and do it if that's what you need to do. I did it, and I'm actually so thankful for this resource and so thankful for this tool to drop 60 pounds of weight. I'm 5'1". It was really, really, really messing me up. And so that was what 2025 was. And then parenting, being present with my children, trying to figure out career and work, trying to do things for myself, but also show up as a mom. And I'm still working that out. I really am. I had pangs of guilt a lot. I should be with my kids all day, every day, But I did that for a while, and I needed to go back to work. I needed something for myself. And it's not even like I'm working out of the office. I'm upstairs. So I really do have a good situation here. And we found a nanny who we love, who loves our children. We found her through a very good friend's best friend. So through their church, we scored major jackpot. The first nanny we had, she was a fucking lunatic. And I was like, something's off here. And she ended up quitting because 2 kids was too much for her. Okay. But I have a job, and I want to work, and I have to work, and work has really taken a shift too. I am still a recruiter in the fitness industry and a consultant, and went corporate for a little bit. That didn't work for me. It just didn't work for me, and I no longer have that job. And it was almost a sign to myself, bitch, you need to be doing more in the lost space. What are you doing? And the only reason I really haven't gone full speed ahead was because, well, one, I run a business. My consulting business for fitness businesses is it was thriving for a long time. It really has not been. And I have been trying to, the industry's changed. The market's changed. AI, subscriptions, a lot of things have changed. And so you find yourself looking around being am I of any value anymore in an industry that I have 20 plus years in? I do think I bring value. I'm really good at what I do, but is it fulfilling me anymore either? I'm not sure. I really don't. Do I love helping people find a job? Yeah. But then I ended up just finding out that I'm a coach. I'm a coach and I'm a consultant, and I have a natural ability of doing that, and that's what it feels like. You know why? Partially because I can't shut the fuck up. Like I know what I know, and I love to share that knowledge based off experiences, anecdotal stories, things that I've heard, conversations I've had, notes that I've taken, research that I've done. Like I read a lot, I absorb a lot of information about the things that I care about. Now, am I going to read about dragons and shit? No, I put that down. But if I'm going to read something, I just really absorb the information so that I can pocket it away for anybody who might need it. That's how my brain works. That's how it's really always worked. Now the content's changing. That's really what it is. Now, am I going to be hand holding and, you know, kind of abruptly bringing you through the grief process? Probably. You know, I did a grief coaching cert because, like, the day I quit the job with this ridiculous fucking fitness company and never should have taken the job to begin with, they actually let me go. And I was like, hey, you beat me to it because this job sucks. And they were like, I don't even know why you stayed. And I was like, I don't either. So I think it was my last run of like really trying to make something work that really didn't feel like it. And, you know, I'm being very vulnerable here, you guys. Like, I don't even know where this conversation is going to go because I just feel like I need to I always feel like being honest with you. Not that what I'm saying is the end all be all, but like maybe some of you resonate with this shit. My point is that 2025 was trying to find out who I am now. Not who I am forever, not trying to resurrect who I was, but who I am right now and what does she want? What does she need? It wasn't easy. I will not lie to you guys. This year was a lot of tears, a lot of frustration. Starting the year off looking in the mirror like, who are you? This weight. You have two beautiful babies here, but why can't you just embrace that? And it was just like, because I'm missing one. I'm still rocked by Brody's death. There are still days that when I get really frustrated with career or body or whatever, I blame it on his death. I don't know if that's messed up or not. I should probably email my therapist. But like I do. And then you know what happens? I get really raged out by those that were involved. That they fucking let this happen. I'm mad at the doctors again. I'm back there. And I have to be really careful with that because while I don't feel like we fully heal from our baby's deaths, we can heal from these feelings of rage, blame, anger, and regret. I find myself getting back there sometimes, especially lately, as life is unfolding. As I'm closing chapters and closing doors, and I'm finally, you know, maybe some of you did this earlier after death, whatever. I'm doing it now because I spent 3 years pregnant having babies. And so now we're talking about essentially expanding our family. And now I'm frustrated because we wouldn't be having this conversation if Brody were here. And I'm frustrated because my body is starting to get really fucking tired. And like I'm frustrated, and and you're allowed to be. I will never sit here and be like, you should feel this way, you should feel that way. What I'm going to do is hold your hand as we frolic and skip through the fucking chaos together. I will get you through the first year. That's the book that I'm writing right now. It's almost done. It has been insane doing this. It should be coming out in a few months this year, and I am like, it is the first year after stillbirth. What I learned, what I experienced, my story to every detail. It has been super cathartic, super vulnerable, and like quite frankly, like I can't even believe I'm doing this. It was my journal. I journaled. I sat down and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I just started to like bullet point. I didn't write, I typed the things that I started to experience in the first year after Brody's death, the things that I did not see coming, the things that I looked around and I was like, why is no one talking about this? And then I had tons of conversations regarding these things, tons of all the things, and I put it on paper. And I found an editor, and now this memoir guide is close to is coming out, and I'm like, wow. Now, do I feel like I have others that I want to write? Yes, I do. But this one is about the first year. If you are in the first year, it'll be very helpful, I believe. If you're not in the first year, it could still be very helpful. I don't think a lot of us get validation for how we felt. So we end up just moving along this fucking river and being like, maybe that was normal. I'm not sure. Or like still things that I experienced that people say, I'm like, oh shit, you too? Like all it is just letting you know you're not alone, because that helps you move forward with all of this, knowing you're not alone. And giving people who are like, oh, there's no guidebook to how to do this. Well, here you go. I need a guidebook. I've written them before in the fitness industry. I've written before in the fitness industry on how to. And here we are. How to get through the first year. To end up getting to a side. Not to the other side, not to a specific side, but a side where you can see light again. You can experience joy again, where you can function again, where you can take a whole year and try to figure out who the fuck you are now. My baby's story ended. Mine began. And now we're in the throes of my story. We're in the throes of your story. So anyway, I got big plans for this year as far as just what I'm creating in this space. And I'm super stoked about it. Now, one thing I'll tell you, in that it's really hit me hard lately, and I don't know if it's the new year and the end of the holidays, I don't know. But nobody really talks about the dig out. The dig out. Where you have your shovel and you have to dig yourself out of a very dark, painful place. Think about that. Like, no one's going to do it for you. Yes, other people are involved if you'd like them to be, whether it's therapists, medical doctors, partners, friends, family. But you are the one with the shovel. And you have to pick it up and you have to dig yourself out. Whatever that looks like for you. The first year after my son's death was essentially deciding to pick up the shovel and dig myself out, and what that looked like. Things that I needed to help myself. Every day was a dark place. Every day was full of pain. And then as time went on, the pain was still there, but it wasn't as frequent or intense as it was as the first year. But I still had to dig. I still had to dig. And I'm still digging. I'm still digging. And the problem over time is that I got tired of digging. I get tired of digging. I get tired of being like, why am I so upset? I feel so dark today. I'm so mad today. I'm so upset in this moment. And then I have to dig. I have to pick up the fucking shovel again and dig myself out. And some days the dig looks different than others. Some phases of life it looks different than others. Now, maybe sometimes I give it to someone else to help, but not always. And it's up to us. And how fucked up. Our babies die, and then it's up to us to dig ourselves out. I mean, it could be something valiant about that. There could be something that we're really proud of about that. But also just admitting that it is exhausting is okay. I'm okay with that. I think that's why sometimes medications or sometimes just like disassociating is actually helpful, because I get tired of digging. It's just part of this, and I think I might always have to dig. I don't know. I'm not saying, I just want people to understand that. That's all. I want outsiders to understand that, and I want other grievers to understand that you are not going backwards. You are not broken. There's not anything wrong with you. You're not doing this wrong. There is always going to be a dig out. Sometimes it's faster than others. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes there's just no digging out and you have to just like go to bed. But for me, when I'm feeling down and upset and very griefy, I have to take a look and be like, what is going to help me right now? I lean into it. I cry it out if I need to. I scream it out. I vocalize it to whoever will listen or who I feel safe with. And then I figure out how to get myself out. Sometimes it's a walk. Sometimes it's a trash reality show. Sometimes it's a comfort meal or a glass of wine or an Ativan. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. My toolbox is full of stuff. Just really depends on what's going on that day. But And that's why I think I'm so fucking proud of Lost Mamas. The dig out. The dig out is a massive Olympic event that all of you guys have to do. You have to do it. Otherwise, we don't function. We can't be moms or wives or best friends or employees or bosses or whatever it is if we don't dig out. Yeah. And that's why you guys are just fucking badasses. That's why we are badasses. Because when we show up to something, people just see us. They may see, maybe we're upset. They may see, maybe we're just really not ourselves, whatever that looks like. What they don't see is what it fucking took to get there. The dig out. They don't see it. I see it, and I honor that in every single one of you. I mean, in full disclosure, I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh boy, I don't really feel like doing today, I just, some days are just hard. As I'm completing this book and also, having conversations of like what our future as a family looks like, and it just puts me in a space, y'all. And I'm going to be honest. I've always been honest with you guys, always. And so here I am, digging myself out. And sometimes making content is my dig out because I feel like it helps somebody. I'll tell you right now, I'm drinking too much coffee. That's not helping. I've actually got hot coffee today. I don't know what. It's raining out here in Atlanta, and so iced. I already had iced, so now it's not hot. I'm telling you, it's not helping, but whatever. Just some days are darker than others. Some hours are darker than others. And I think clinically, if I were to say that to somebody, that could be diagnosed as something, But honestly, it's just grief. That's all it is. I'm just fucking sad and I'm pissed. And I'm allowed to be. And sometimes I get hard on myself. Like, bitch, you are almost 4 years out. Like, what are you doing? And I question why I feel this way. Is something wrong with me? Am I broken? Like, do I need to go seek some medical attention? And then I realized, no, bitch. You are a mother who gave birth to a baby boy who is not here. Anywho, New Year, same shit. That's the thing. No resolutions here, guys. We are just rolling into the new year, trying to be better humans, trying to be better moms, trying to be better everything every day. And that's normal for normal people. And we're not normal. We're carrying all sorts of shit with us. So just know, if you have a resolution, that's awesome. Like, I actually do. I actually do. It's not going to be like, get up early before the sun and then and run a mile and then journal and pray. And that's not what I'm going to do. Like, if that's what you're doing and that works, fantastic. That's not what I'm going to do. And that's my point. Please do not decide to do shit that you think you should do based off like some crazy ass influencer who said something, or like what your partner's doing, or whatever is going on around you. Don't feel like you have to do that. Do everything off of what you want to do. Now, this is where I'm going to soapbox a little bit. My biggest thing when I talk to Lost Mamas, I am not here to judge your grief. I am not here to judge how you cope. Okay? It is not my job to tell you how to do any of this. What I will tell you to do is do whatever you need to do. Do not base your decisions off of what you think others might say or do in response to your decisions on how you grieve and cope, or you parent, or whatever it is that you do in life. Because that is the best way to get regrets. That is the best way to have regrets. Because I think this is stemming from the fact that I didn't listen to myself. I didn't make decisions based off what I felt. I listened to medical professionals and people around me, and they were fucking wrong, and now Birdie's dead. And if I had just leaned into how I felt and screamed a little bit louder, this may not have happened. I don't know. But that's where my brain goes. So do everything. Make your decisions on how you grieve, how you cope, how you honor, how you parent based off what you want to do, not off what you think others may think about it. That goes for everything, even resolutions, even entering into the new year. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, you do it. That's like literally the only thing. I am your biggest hype girl, but I will always, and sometimes I don't understand some of the things that y'all do. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I see some crazy shit from Lost Moms, and I'm like, whoa, not something I would do, but I'm not going to judge you. I'm just happy you're doing what you feel you need to do. Because guess what? If you listen to other people and you think, oh, well, they might say this or they might say that, first of all, you don't know how other people think. Half may say this and half may think that. Who knows? So that's kind of hard, kind of deciding which camp you're going to go with. But if you decide to do things based off what you think other people might think, say, or do about it, and it goes awry, holy shit, the regret there. At least if it was your own decision, you have only yourself to blame, and you have your own instincts to blame, not going against them. I hope that makes sense. I would rather regret my own decisions and my own instincts than regretting going against them. Yeah. Life's a bitch, ain't it? I will say, though, it's got some pretty amazing parts. I'm not the girl that's going to say that my life sucks because my son died. I'm going to say that parts of my life are extremely sad because my son died. But I have fought hard to have the light back, to have the joy and the beauty back. I fought for it. I would not have my babies. My babies, literally, I'm not going to be the girl that says living babies don't bring joy. They do. They do. They bring so much joy that I'm terrified. They are the best things in the world to me. And I'm so proud of them, and I want to soak up every single second and minute because I know how temporary it is. I don't know if I would be this kind of mother if Brody hadn't died. I really don't. I may have taken it for granted. I don't know. Because as soon as I do start taking it like, oh, wow, can't wait for the day where they're sleeping through the night. Like, I'm wishing away things, and I don't want to wish things away. Yeah, I get frustrated. Oh, look at this fucking mess. But it's a beautiful mess that I prayed for, and it's not going to be like this forever. There's going to be a day they're not even here, and it's going to be pristine, and I'll hate it. So I'm already, like, mourning things that are still here. That's just what loss has done to me. It's just made me hyper aware of the temporariness of the things in life. And sometimes that's a gift, and sometimes that's a curse. And I think that's okay to walk that line in between the two. You can get real bitter after loss. Oh, yeah, real bitter. But we have to be careful with that because I would rather be a source of inspiration than a pain in the ass. People, right? Yeah, I mean, guys, look. I will say this. You can't be a dick just because your baby died. I mean, yeah, you can have an attitude sometimes, especially in the medical care system where, like, maybe things are pertaining to the death and they're being dicks. But, like, you can't. That's not an excuse. I have to check myself before I wreck myself because there have been days where I'm like, I fucking hate everybody, especially leaving, like, a fitness class. Did you guys see my stories? Oh, my God. Okay, first of all, if you don't know me, I was a fitness instructor for, like, 15 freaking years. I like a group, like Orange Theory bar instructor. So I I've been going to a class where, oh God, it's like some days I'm just not in the mood. And this particular instructor was like really overachieving in a major way. I don't even know. Maybe she was auditioning. I have no idea. But I was like so annoyed. Like, don't push me. I barely got here this morning. I'm so tired. I'm having a griefy day. Like, I'm just in one of those moods. I'm a female, right? And she was just like so irritating. Right after Brody died, though, workout classes were really tough, super triggering because, well, first of all, I was a fitness professional, but also I took class when I was pregnant with Brody. I mean, I didn't like bust my ass, but I took class. And when I would try to go back to class, I'd be like, wow, is this the move that hurt him? Is it something I did in this room? And that was really hard. And then I would go back to class, like feeling like my skin was on fire, like inside out. The instructors would try to push me to go harder. And I was like, bitch, this is like the 1 hour today I have not cried. Like, so please just leave me alone. I was watching I did a virtual class, and she was like, now put this right here like you have a baby on your hip. And I'm like, oh God, are you fucking kidding? Why? Why'd you say that? Why? We could leave babies out of this. Like, and then like the music played in class, like Justin Bieber's Ghost was a tough one for me. Like I remember having to leave a class. She even laid down and was like, get in the fetal position and you're going to put your leg here. I was like, fetal position? Oh God. It was hard, really hard. And I just had to like keep going until like it got better. And there were certain days where like, I don't feel like dealing with this. And I didn't. But the days I was feeling brave, like I would go. And another thing was just realizing like my body was just not the same anymore. And that was really challenging. And then also like that workout classes used to be this thing that I loved so much. And now I despise them. I think, to be quite honest with you, I still don't feel the same way about them. I just still don't. Like my body is just different. And, you know, I was sitting getting ready for class, and I don't socialize. Like, fuck, why? I'm just sitting there waiting for it to start. And these two chicks who were not obviously pregnant start talking about how they're due around the same time. And I'm 20 weeks and I'm 16 and la 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 la. And like, you don't look pregnant was a third girl. And they were like talking about all these plans and giggling and all that. And I was like, huh. First of all, I hate you guys. Second, you're fucking annoying. Third, I'm pissed I feel this way. Like, that was a series of events. Do I want anything to happen to them? No. Do I want something to happen to their babies? No. Am I pissed that I no longer think positively about pregnancy? Yes. Am I also pissed that I don't think positively about anything anymore? Like, I'm so aware bad things can happen that anytime it's like, oh, well, you know, I can't wait. And I'm like, wow, maybe you should think about that. This could go wrong. Do I want them to be terrified and pessimistic about their pregnancy? No. But I'm allowed to be irritated. I just like, it was one of those things I was like, fuck, I cannot right now. You guys are so annoying. Take this somewhere else. I even felt that way like pregnant, and I've had 2 living babies, and I still feel that way. And I think that's normal because I've spoken to other lost mamas who are like years ahead of me, and they're like, yeah, I still hate them. Even like influencers who announce their pregnancy, and they like make jokes about like, hey, you're quiet, are you in there? I'm like, that's not funny. That's not funny. Or like, baby is gonna be here in a few weeks. I'm like, cross your fingers. That's just how we are. That's just how we are, because that's the worst that's happened. And I think that's pretty much for anybody who's experienced like a tremendous and tragic loss. Like, if this had been any other thing, I would have been like, yeah, maybe you want to like not drive that route, you know, whatever it is. And I think the difference in then and now is like my reaction to it, to this weird trigger, is not as visceral and or big as it used to be. It's just like an eye roll and like, oh, fuck, I'm aware that I feel this way. Let's move on. But I'm also giving myself permission to feel that way, because I can't change it. That's the thing, guys. Like, we're consistently going to feel certain ways. We are. We're going to always feel certain ways about things. But our reaction to how we feel is what changes. And it used to be maybe tears and running out the room and being super upset and having a massive grief spiral. That's not what happened this time. I was very annoyed, and I just had to like push it out of my brain. And I feel like that's healthy, you know? Maybe some other days might be different. I don't know, but that's just how it was that day. And I still have things where I'm like, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to small talk with people. And it's also strange because like not one person asks me what I'm doing. How are you? What's going on? Probably, well, I know it. It's because I put it online and they see it. And then when they're like, oh, I saw your boys, like, I don't post my boys that much, you guys, because creeps. I will occasionally do like a video if you notice though, like words are over them, or I know it's not like a still. I just have to be careful with that kind of stuff. Also, they're going to grow up one day, and I don't want them to be like, bitch, why'd you put me on blast? But I also do like to show them because they're adorable and they're precious, and I fought really hard for them, and I'm obsessed with them, and I love them, and they're a huge part of my life. They're my life. So it's hard to not share that part. But like people are like, oh, the boys are so big. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? And I'm like, oh, you follow me. Whoops. I forget people I know follow me. I'm just talking to you guys all the time. Forget the people I know follow me. I don't care. That's not going to stop me. But as you're entering this year, be gentle on yourself. Anything, if you're leaving the year that your baby was alive, I completely understand how much that hurts. I do understand that. It wasn't necessarily that for me. I think only because Brody died 2 weeks into 2022. So I barely had him for that year. And so by the time I left the year, I mean, it had been 11 months for me. So I damn near sprinted out of 2022. I was like so fucking over that year. I wanted to get to the other side so fast. And so I shortly, like 2 weeks into 2023 was his first birthday. So that was the year that I was like, wow, here comes, it's just weird. It's because his birthday fell on a January. And for those of you who also have babies who are stillborn in January or died in January, maybe you understand that. There's a lot of mamas though that it was very hurtful to leave the year where they were alive on the calendar. I can understand that, where you had appointments and you had showers and you had all that stuff. And I get that. What's happening to me right now, and I want to only tell you guys this because I think it's very true. I'm about to enter into the week leading up to Brody's death. I think my body's remembering before I am. I found out he died on the 17th and he was born on the 18th. The week before that, I was very, very sick. It was probably the sickest I've ever been. No one would see me. My OB said, if you test for the C, I'm not going to say it because I get in trouble on fucking internet. Still, which is weird. If you test and you test positive for the big C, then we're not going to see you. And also, we don't have anything here to like listen to your chest or look at your ears or anything. So you need to go to primary care. Well, at the time, I didn't have a primary care doctor because I was seeing an OB and I just never really had one. So, I know why. Because I had a concierge doctor through my family and everything, and I would go like once a year for a physical in Florida. And like I also used him like telehealth wise. So I didn't have a local primary care physician. So I ended up going to urgent care. I was so sick. I don't know. I just don't know if that had something to do with it. And the day that I wish, like if you were like, Kat, here's a time machine. Go back to any day. It would be January 13th. That was my routine weekly appointment where they said my belly was measuring small, but he looked good. And they put me in an ultrasound. And I wish I could go back and demand that they look harder, yell, something's not right. That morning, he was slower. And my app, What to Expect, popped up and was like, you may be feeling babies different. Instead of punches and kicks, you're feeling rolls and nudges because they're running out of room. Oh, I swear to God. It doesn't say that anymore because I looked after with my 2 livings and it doesn't say that anymore. But it said that. And everyone around me said, oh, he's just running out of room, which is not true. And I just wonder if I had said something. I'll never know. So I'm approaching the week where this is the lead up and it's my body remembers and it's really hard. We're not doing the gala this year. For those of you who don't know, we started a charity organization called Raised by Angels. And so the first year in 2022, we had the gala in October, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness. And then we had it again wait, did we do then we moved it to January. So then we've had it on his birthday for the last 2 years. We are not having it on his birthday now. We will be having it on his 5th birthday next year and hoping to make this bigger. This was just a year that we needed to take off. It's like planning a wedding every year. We don't really know where we want to go with it, and that's okay. Just know that, like, things change, you guys. You make decisions, you start pouring your pain into purpose, you start creating all these things, and it's okay if they change. It's okay if the direction changes, if the mission changes, if the look changes. It all can change. It's totally fine. It even could take a back seat for a little bit. Life goes on, and you have to evolve with it. It's not leaving your baby behind, because think about it. They're growing up too. They're not babies. Brody's going to be 4. So what does that look like now? And it's okay. It's okay that it changes. It's okay if you put it to the side for a little bit too. It'll always be there for you. It'll always be there for you. So I just wishing you guys the best beginning of this year that you can possibly have. If you just want to be a nicer person, great. If you just want to, like, hey, look, it's also Saturday, January 3rd. I am still in a very degenerate mode. Maybe Monday is when I start getting my shit together. Maybe. But all I know is I'm super proud of you guys. I'm super proud of you for getting through a year that you probably didn't sign up for or you didn't want to be a part of. And if you have it in you, be proud of yourself if this is your first year, if you're still within the first 12 months after losing your baby. It will, you're like, oh, bitch, you're about to turn 4 and you're still crying. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I hope I always cry. I do, because I love him and he's gone. And it's affecting every aspect of my life. And maybe later on it won't, but right now it is, and that's okay. And we're going to do this together. Well, just know I'm always here for you guys. Some of you have tried to message, or some people have tried to message through the website. It's not really coming through. I don't know what's going on, so just email me or DM me on Instagram. My email is thekatherinelazar@gmail.com. And my handle is thekatherinelazar on Instagram and TikTok. I don't really go on TikTok. I have no, I don't, whatever. But you could also message me through here, YouTube, if you want to. But let me know if you guys need anything. I'm wishing you a very healthy new year, and I really hope to see you guys soon and know that I'm always here for you. And congrats on getting to another year. Whether you like it or not, I'm proud of you.